First Minister.
Well, I think this is a really important issue, not just for people working in our NHS, but for public sector workers generally. We've had a period of pay restraint, and the reasons for that pay restraint were firstly the financial crash and then the long period of austerity, started under Labour and continued under the Tories. And the reason for that pay restraint, and no government, certainly not this government, enjoys having that kind of pay restraint, but the reason was to protect jobs in the public sector and make sure that we can protect investment in areas of the public sector like our NHS. And as I've said previously, we're seeing more investment in our NHS today under this government than we would if Labour had been in government, because they didn't even pledge as much as we did. But on the issue of pay, and can I say, I think this is an issue that we require to look very carefully at now that inflation is rising again. With the NHS, of course, it is the independent pay review body that makes pay recommendations, and the Health Secretary yesterday committed to working with the health unions to jointly commission work that we would then submit to the pay review body for its deliberations for the next year. But, you know, we have taken action to make sure that we are treating workers in our NHS as fairly as possible. So unlike governments elsewhere in the UK, we have targeted low pay, and we've also made sure that we have always accepted recommendations of the pay review body and made sure that people working in our NHS aren't denied the progression that they have sometimes been denied elsewhere. And as a result of that, while I do not deny for a second the real pressure that people working in our NHS are under, as a result of that, in Scotland, every entry-level NHS support staff workers is paid more than £1,000 a year more than their English counterparts. And a Band 5 nurse, which is the level for a newly qualified nurse, is paid £300 a year more than somebody doing the same job in England, and crucially paid £312 a year more than a nurse doing the same job in Wales. Now, why do I mention Wales? Because Labour is in government in Wales, and they haven't even done as much as we've done to protect the pay of nurses. So we will continue to make sure that we work with our trade unions to get fairness for our nurses and for public sector workers.